3, let's go.
Back to racing, and I was only talking to you guys just about half an hour ago. Now we are back for the third open wheel series on the night, the iRacing Formula V series here on RaceSpotTV for RSTV Friday Night Primetime. My name is Rempo. I have got Stefan Schlackia beside me in the commentary box with Connor and Matt beside me in the producer's chair for what is going to be the fourth round here on the Formula V series. Should be a very exciting race tonight at the Okayama Piper circuit, utilizing the shorter layout of one of iRacing's more popular free circuits on the service, and one of the only free circuits in Japan, right alongside Tsukuba, where we were just last week. So, Stefan, we come into the Okayama Piper circuit. This track only has about 7 turns, but boy, are those 7 turns bound to be full of action for us here tonight.
I mean, we have already seen that this Formula V can produce great racing wherever we go, and the good thing is, this is the first time we actually see the Formula V go onto a very slow circuit. I mean, we had a short circuit in Fossas already, we also had Tsukuba 2000 short, but those weren't slow. They still had long straights for the Formula V, and for the first time we really have back-to-back very slow corners, especially that last sector is going to be really crucial for your lap time.
Oh, it absolutely will. It's going to be a very critical moment for all these drivers in their lap times. Of course, don't discount that first corner, though, especially with the standing starts. You're bound to see a lot of chaos running down into turn number 1 here today. A total of, I believe, we got ourselves about 7 corners out there. You got the first corner. You got the 2 corners that sweep around for leading you on to the Piper layout. Piper corner, of course, turn 3. Redmond at 4. Hobbs at 5. Mike Knight at 6. And then followed by the last turn. Turn number 7 leads you back onto the pit straight. So 12 minutes of action. It should mean we are in for one heck of a race here tonight. Up next will, of course, be the Lime Rock Park circuit. The old classic layout, though, on July the 16th. So a lot of very great tracks, no doubt, coming on up for us. Lime Rock Park, though, should be another one to look forward. As with all the races so far in this series, I mean, all the races so far, Stefan, this year have been absolutely phenomenal. I'm expecting this one to be no different.
Yeah, exactly. It has been a phenomenal season thus far. Really kind of hoped for a better start than what we had already at Laguna Seca, Alton Park, and Tsukuba. And Okayama hopefully is going to continue with this trend, but the race that I'm really looking for personally is that Charlotte Road Legends Road Course track. I have no idea what's going to be in store for us there.
Qualifying presently underway. Miko Admaka currently on pole by about 1/3 of a second, and with a 1 minute and 1.553. Brendan Lichtenberg currently second place with a 1:01.899. We go to Ade Cobo Lopez flying through the first couple of corners out through Piper turn onto the straightaway, running up towards Redmond. Currently Lopez does not have a time on the board. This is his first flying lap, and I believe he will have the time he needs to put in that second lap as well. So coming down through Redmond, and it'll be slowly throwing his way up for the Hobbs corner. One of the easier turns here, Stefan, to lose the car on.
Yeah, the thing that I'm really intrigued also about Hobbs corner is, will there be any action going into Hobbs corner? We have these back-to-back hairpins, Redmond and Hobbs. And quite honestly, out of practice, I was really able to tell what is really going to happen here today in those 2 corners. And even if Redman is already the deciding corner, or if it is going to be the last corner that is going to decide it all. But for Lopez right now, second place, a mere 24 1/1000th of a second behind first place.
A minute and 50 remaining. Lopez has put himself up into second place by about 1/4 of a 10th of a second, just 0.024 behind your current leader, Admaka, on provisional pole. We look back to Liam McNally, the second here in the 11th position. He is already on his third lap in qualifying. He did not get any valid times for his first 2 laps, so he's just out there at the moment to get a little bit of extra practice. The only driver to not set times is Kyle Reed. He has not even bothered to set his first lap yet. I don't even think he'll have time to get that first lap in. Maka is going to go with another fastest lap, a 1:01.553. McNally crossed the line with a 1:01.580. That would be enough for third place if his lap was being counted, which unfortunately it is not. Jacobo Lopez has come across the line. He goes fastest, .084, a 1:01.469.
Great job by Lopez. I didn't really think that second lap is going to be much better, but he really pulled out quite a lap there out of his head to put himself ahead of Admaka. Lichtenberg, as you can see, in the pit lane, so he's not going to be able to better his lap, while we see Kyle Reed making it through the last turn. DRS wide open, obviously, on the Formula V with no rear wing whatsoever to speak of. That DRS is always open, no matter where you go.
So Kyle Reed crosses the line. He will not have enough time to get his lap in. Only 30 seconds in qualifying, and this is only his first lap that he's on now, so he is not going to have the time he needs here, Stefan, to get that first lap in. A bit of a shame, waited on pit road far too long, so he's just in it for the practice at the moment. But take a look at the timing charts. 8 cars, the top 8 separated by 3/4 of a second. It is going to be an incredibly close race here from Okayama here today. 5 seconds remaining in qualifying, and just about now the checkered flag will fly. So let's take a look now at the RaceSpotTV starting grid for Friday Night Primetime in the Formula V series here for the Okayama Piper Circuit. It is going to be Jacobo Lopez starting up on pole position with Miko Atmaka down in second on the front row. Brendan Lichtenberg is going to be in third place with Josh Pauline in fourth. Grau Pla is going to be in fifth with Daniel Amigo Herrero in sixth place around at the top half of the field. Alan Degassis is going to be in seventh place with Bryce Fauntleroy in eighth. Eshon Kapadia is ninth place with Johan Boitenga in 10th. Liam McNally, the second, in 11th place with Kyle Reed rounded out the 12-car field. So drivers starting to grid on up here, Stefan. Only about 3 or 4 cars are waiting on before we get this 12-minute race underway. What do you think we can expect coming into tonight's presentation?
Well, it's not going to be so much on the start about the first corner, much more about that short chute going into Piper Corner. That's your first real breaking point from the start on in the Formula V. So that's where I expect to really be the action in the first lap. And obviously the question stands wide open. What is going to happen on the last lap? Will it decided in Redman, or will it drag out all the way to the start-finish line with a nice draft?
All cars are gridded up. The 5 lights are on. Green flag, lights are out. We are underway for Okayama. Bad start from second place, and Maka down from second place. Going to be in sixth here in a moment, all the way down to turn number 1 in a hurry. 3 wide into turn number 1, and Maka, after a terrible getaway, sinks into fifth place. A good launch from Lopez sees him still up in the first position. Down through turn number 2. It's a very fast corner, these machines. So far, still no drivers having problems. Out through Piper. Again, still no problems. Up for Redmond. Degassis loses in the background. So does McNally the second, who spins around the number 5 machine. First incident of the day. Single car spin down out of the Piper corner and turn number 3. Gonna go look at the race spot replay. Apart from that, though, no incidents out there on course.
Yeah, so kind of lucky that nobody else got collected. Obviously, it was pretty much at the back end of the field anyway. But a real shame for Liam. Probably had some difficulty in qualifying with his equipment. And that was actually with a little bit of help as well.
That absolutely was. I'm not sure who that was that tagged him. It might have been Degassis, actually, in that number 3 machine that got in him. It was either that or Kapadia that ended up running into him to send him around. So a bit of a shame there for McNally, but the battle's still raging on all throughout the circuit at the moment. You got the battle for 5th place. We're watching at the moment. P2 is just swap hands in the polling, going up. Oh, losing it. That's Fauntleroy. That's just had a big spin out of 4th place.
Takes a gun with him, adds insult to injury right there. And once again, not the first time I've seen a spin like that through the short chute, just a little bit too aggressive on the brakes, and loses it right there on the entry, just carrying too much speed for that Formula V. Obviously very slim tires, so not much grip that is being provided by these black tires, and very easy to lose it right there.
It's a very bumpy part of the circuit as well, actually. It's a very bumpy transition that you have to work with, so these Formula Vs get very unsettled easily, especially when you're in a situation like that. It's a very easy thing to loop the Formula Vs around. In the battle for 4th place, Herrero is going to look for the inside. Battle for 5th, excuse me. Grau Pla cannot fight back, so we are going to get a swap in position for 5th and 6th out there. This is the biggest battle on the track. You got 8th place Campania looking for... Oh, Degasses down the inside! And a late move on Grau Pla to try to pick up 6th place here on the 3rd lap of the race. Well, this is going to be going on. Jacobo Lopez sets the fastest lap of the race. Oh, look out! Campania loses it now! Out of the corner and just keeps it out of the tires.
How did he keep it out of the wall there? This is exactly, Nolan, what we were talking about. It's just so difficult to keep the car under check here with how much you have to carry speed around this track because it is so slow. You have to maximize your entries and your exits, and Cappadia getting it all wrong right there in traffic.
He just pushed too wide, went onto the grass is what happened there. Big shame for himself. Up in live pictures, P2 was nice and tight. You got Paul Lane, Lichtenberg, and Atmaka that have now all gone under one wing here. Atmaka, can he look for the inside in turn 2? Doesn't appear like he will. Brandon Lichtenberg holds 3rd for now. He's also trying to run down Josh Polane up in 2nd place. Lopez has pulled a big gap on the field just up in front. So this really is going to be a 3-way battle here for the 2nd position, maybe even a 2-way battle. Atmaka goes down on the inside of Lichtenberg trying to go for 3rd place. Oh, and just sweeps across the nose there of Lichtenberg, tries to fight back, but Atmaka defends nicely into Hobbs.
Yeah, and Lichtenberg did actually try to go to the inside there of Hobbs, but great maneuvering from Okayama to keep his car to the inside and block that entry for Lichtenberg, as I think we saw someone drop on the standings there. I think that was another spin or something like that.
It was Johan Boitenga who had a small spin in Hobbs. Don't believe there's any contact, though, so it was no harm, no foul for that little spin at the tail end of the field that sends Boitenga in the 7th, dropping well down the timing order. So the battle for 3rd still rages on with Lichtenberg and Atmaka looking to tango. And both trying to run down the very white car up in front of Josh Polane in his number 2 machine, trying to see if they can maybe pick up some time. Just behind, you can also see the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th still pretty tight as well. You got these 3 battles, they're about the same distance apart, these guys, so those wide shots definitely really good because you can actually keep tabs on both battles at the same time that way.
Yeah, also is a little bit the good thing about being on a small circuit. It's a very close quarters for pretty much anybody, and you're able to see just at the top of your screens once again that little battle for 5th place goes a little bit wide there. Polane maybe opens the door for Okayama going into turn 2, although he's really far away to get that draft.
A bit far away, but if he sticks nice and close like this, he should be able to have that run up into turn 1 this next time by. Atmaka setting the fastest lap of the race that last time out with a 101.266. Just for reference here, Stefan, that is a whopping, we're talking 0.3 of a second faster than the pole lap set by Jacobo Lopez. So that is a flying lap set by Atmaka. Gets a face full of smoke down into Redwood as he tries to run down Josh Polane for 2nd.
Oh yeah, and there was a little bit of a slide there as well from Polane out of Redman corner. Also the lines, really interesting to watch that as well. Okayama, very wide entry, kind of does the point and shoot style of racing. Very late apex through both chicane, both hairpins to really get that exit speed up. And look at this, it really pays off for him. He gets the draft into the 1st corner. Will this be the pass for 2nd place?
Oh, this is going to be the pass for 2nd place. Atmaka down the inside of Josh Polane into turn number 1. Can he get this pass done, though? Polane could potentially fight this one around the outside if he can get a good run through turn 2. He's going to try to hold his own, but he's not going to be able to make that pass back on the outside. To get the crossover potentially through Piper. He is going to get the crossover through Piper. A huge run of speed for the number 2 on the exit of turn number 4. Here comes Josh Polane with a run down for 5 at Redwood. Looks for the inside. Atmaka gets the first one, almost banging wheels through Redwood.
Great racing by two great drivers, and this isn't over. Here comes the switcheroo once again from Pulane, and there's the block. That was rather close.
Maka's taking no prisoners up here, is he? Just shot right across Pulane's nose, did not let him get that draft. Now we begin the IndyCar snake. Look at that. How's that for some abuse of track limits? They're outside of the white lines, right down to the pit wall. Pulane still has the run, though. Gets alongside for turn number 1. Is it enough to take that second place position away? Don't think it will be. Mikko Atmaka still holding strong in his number 6 car. That 2 car's got the speed around the outside that potentially make this one work one of these corners here.
Yeah, he tried to really dive into the outside to maybe get a switcheroo or carry enough speed around the outside to keep side by side, and it seemed to have worked out because he got the inside once again for Redman. It's just Okayama is so good on the brakes here that he barely just can't get ahead, but it's still not enough to block the exit for Okayama, so he comes once again back on Hobbs' corner, and this continues to be the second lap. Pretty much the day goes side by side, but Pulane this time around pulls ahead and sweeps back that second place from Okayama.
Not for long, though. Here comes Atmaka. He has that run of steam. Josh Pulane will not be able to realistically defend against this one. All the way down to turn number 1. Atmaka goes high. Pulane has to defend this one low on the inside line. That 2 car doing a good job trying to hold the inside. Steps the back end a little bit, though, through the center of the corner. Atmaka is not able to hold it around the outside. So through 2, the 6 car is not going to be able to make that pass work around the outside. He'll have to try to go for that car. Oh, nearly runs him over in that back end. That scares Pulane offline on corner exit. Here comes Lichtenberg with the head of steam, now trying to throw his hat into the ring, trying to make it a 3-car battle for second place. Lichtenberg will have to go the long way around for these crossover attempts.
Yeah, the real dark horse in this battle is obviously Lichtenberg. He is in 3rd place. He is in the popcorn row. Just no pressure from behind these guys even have, because the fight for 5th place also is a thing. Not as heated as these guys are racing, but still very close together. Maybe Lichtenberg this time around with the run into the first corner, but he has to be careful because Atmaka has the draft as well.
Oh, down the inside and countersteering as well through turn 1. Oh, he's going to try it. There's not a lot of room there. And Maka down the inside. Very late braking move there for the 6 car. Gets it done. We're in the final quarter of the race now. 2 minutes to go coming to it. We're going to be 2 laps to go to the 6th. Oh, and Maka loses it. Steps on the curb and hard into the wall. And Maka throws away the battle for second.
That car is done. I don't know how the tire still stays on the car, but he's not going to be a very happy car going through right hand. Let's have a look once again at that incident here for Mikko Atmaka in the number 6 car, green and white helmet. Just goes a little bit too wide. Yep, right there, and that's all she needed. Hard impact, as you said, and you can see that steering not how it should be aligned.
Tough run there for Atmaka. He was looking very, very good to get himself a solid finish today. Not at all where he wanted to finish up. So it's now a 2-car race for P number 2. And don't forget that long train of other machines still further back that are also do battle for these positions as well. So up front, Pulane and Lichtenberg going at it for 2nd and 3rd place on the boards. It is looking to be 1 minute remaining now out there on the racing surface. I want to point out as well that Atmaka has not pitted the car. He has so little time to go that he is still out there, by the way, with a badly crappy race car trying to finish this race in the number 6 machine as it is and stay on the lead lap. So, I mean, props to the 6 car. I mean, he's doing what he can, I suppose, with the broken race car. Final lap of the race, and it'll be Cobo Lopez to take that white flag.
Yeah, the little dot in the distance that you see sometimes when looking up ahead on the road from 2nd place on, that is Cobo Lopez. He's just that far up ahead. There he is, 5.5 seconds clear of everybody else. He most definitely had the most easiest race of them all out there today. The interesting thing will be, I don't think that battle for 4th place has settled yet at all, because look at this, they're still extremely close together.
Three-car train, Daniel Amigo Herrera leads this field. Alan DeGassis is just behind. Grau Plaza in the mix as well. So you got this three-car fight for fourth place, first spot outside of the podium that is still yet to be decided in through these final set of corners. Meanwhile, for Ade Cobo Lopez, rounding turn number 7, it is a great win for Cobo Lopez. Dominates the day. He comes to the start-finish line, and he will take victory here at the Piper Circuit. Josh Polane is going to be in second place with Lichtenberg in third. The battle for fourth is on, though. DeGassis has that run on Herrero off of the final corner, but cannot get there. Herrero holds fourth. DeGassis fifth, Ploss sixth. And just in behind come the rest of the battles for these positions. Everybody else now just running single file. There is Atmaka in his damaged race car across the line. Huge effort to the 6 car. I mean, he got it done. I'll give him that. He certainly did not give this one up.
No, he certainly did not, and he still finished 9th place despite having to run with that much damage for 2 whole laps. Pretty much 2.5 laps he had to do with that amount of damage, so kudos to that number 6.
So now we will take a look at the post-race results here from the Okayama Piper Circuit after a thrilling race for round number 4. Ade Lopez wins the race 6 seconds over Josh Polane. Brendan Lichtenberg down in third round of the podium. Daniel Amigo Herrera is going to be in 4th place with Alan DeGassis in 5th. Grau Pla in 6th. Liam McNally in 7th place with Bryce Fauntleroy in 8th. Migo Etbaka and Kyle Reed round out the top 10 with Johan Boitenga and Eshan Kapadia 11th and 12th. Fastest lap set by Liam McNally, the second on lap number 8 of the race. 101.255. Great run for McNally there to get that fastest lap. But what a race here from Okayama, Stefan. I mean, just absolutely amazing stuff.
We have said it so many times already, but this car just provides great racing wherever you go, and it even does give you a little bit of leeway with small mistakes going off track. It just can handle that, like we have seen many times. Yes, we have seen a couple of spins when they went off track, but still, in relationship to what normal open wheel cars in this category can do, the Formula V is one of the greatest cars I think we have got in the Rookie Series.
Oh, it absolutely is. And I mean, I remember how much I loved running the Skip Barbarous at Lime Rock Park. Well, now we get to see what the Formula Vs are going to be able to do in just 1 week's time, coming up on arguably one of the most famous tracks for learning on the iRacing service. I mean, Lime Rock Park is such a classic facility. It's a driver's favorite. It's a fan favorite to the point where even IMSA actually runs there. It still amazes me that they're able to run a GTE and GT3 series over at that facility in IMSA, but definitely more of a track that I think is suited to these Formula Vs, so that is bound to be an exciting race coming up in just 1 week's time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Lime Rock Park, I don't know, for learning your cards, probably Central Pedal better, but hey, Lime Rock Park, everybody knows that track. It comes up so often on pretty much any schedule you want to have, any series you want to have. So even iRacing IMSA races there, iRacing Camel GT races there, which is a whole nother maniac in itself than the already crazy Camel GT. But Lime Rock Park is such an iconic track, especially at iRacing, that I don't think anyone can be on iRacing without ever having driven at least 1 lap there.
Oh, absolutely. Going to be an absolutely thrilling race coming up just 1 week's time. Another 12 minutes of action, just like tonight's was and every other race before. Unfortunately, that is just going to be about all the time we're going to have for one night here from RaceSpotTV's Friday Night Prime Time. So, I have been Nolan Rempel. I've had Stefan Schlack here beside me in the commentary box with Connor and Maddock down behind the cameras. Thank you for once again taking the time to join us here on this beautiful Friday night. We will see you all in just 1 week's time at Lime Rock Park.